guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another full face of Drugstore Holy Grail products. So basically we're just going to be doing a full face of makeup here using only drugstore or affordable makeup products that I am absolutely obsessed with and I swear by. I mean, I've said this before and I guess I'll say it again, the drugstore is hard. Like I feel like you go in there and there's like just aisles and aisles and aisles of products with like little colored, you know, like price tags and stuff and you're like, whoa, I do not know what is good here. I do not know what is not good and I kind of need some help. If you are new here to my channel, I have an extremely oily skin type and you know, for me, especially in the drugstore, it's been difficult to find products that actually do work really well for me. I've also got very textured skin. I get oily eyelids. Like I'm a basket of issues, okay? Okay. All the products that you're going to see in this video today, I absolutely swear by. They are tried and tested. I've loved them for a very, very long time. There are actually a couple of new additions that I tested recently that I've just been like, what? But yes, it is all very affordable. They're all drugstore products and they are all safe if you are on a budget like me. So yes, if you're interested in seeing a full face of drugstore Holy Grail, so the best of the best drugstore affordable makeup, then please keep on watching. First up, I have a primer. Now this one I did actually discover recently. This is from CoverGirl. I'm actually using two products from CoverGirl today. If you've seen any of my recent videos, you will totally understand this. So this is the CoverGirl True Blend Base Business Pore Minimizing Primer. Absolutely incredible if you've got textured skin or enlarged pores like me. And the CoverGirl Matte Made Foundation. There are literally no words for how good this is. This stuff is amazing. I did do a full like 2-part review on this one. I tested it over 3 days. I wore it for more than 12 hours on each of those days. The results were incredible. If you haven't seen the review, I'll link it down below. I'm going to apply this one now. So this is like a purple consistency. The interesting thing about this one is even though it's a pore minimizing primer, it doesn't have that same texture as most pore minimizing primers do. A lot of people, you know, who use sort of traditional pore minimizing primers, you know, they have issues with like makeup transference after it's already on their skin. You know, that really slippery, slidey sort of silicone feel. Well, this one's a really interesting formula. It's super, super lightweight. And when you apply it on the skin, kind of feels like a serum, like a very, very lightweight moisturizer. It feels incredibly soft. It doesn't give the skin like that, you know, that same intense, slippery sort of feeling, but it definitely helps to minimize the appearance of pores, reduce fine lines, reduce texture, and it's also completely oily skin safe. Like, I absolutely love this stuff. Okay, moving on to foundation now. I'm going to go in with the CoverGirl one. I'm actually mixing 2 shades because I don't have my perfect shade, so I realize that's high maintenance, but this does come in 40 shades, so I'm sure that you'll be able to find yours. But yeah, I'll be mixing it 10, 10, and a medium 10. I did, when I did the review, I used medium 40, but I kind of found that this had a little bit too much of like a pinky undertone. It didn't match me perfectly. These ones are way more yellow undertone. So I'm just going to mix them on the back of my hand. Now the great thing about this foundation is you can apply it with a brush, you can apply it with a sponge, like it literally works with everything. But interestingly enough, I actually prefer it on a brush. It applies so quickly, it looks so smooth on the skin. Oh, did I get foundation in my hair? I always do that. But yeah, no, it applies so smoothly and quickly. It's beautiful full coverage. Like, I just love this foundation. It lasts so well on oily skin too. This is one of the best drugstore foundations that I have tried in a very, very long time. I'm so impressed. This one in the Maybelline Super Stay Full Coverage. Oh, they're up there. They are up there. I'm going to zoom you guys in now and we're going to start on the eyes. All right, for brows, and this is a product that I've featured here on my channel before, but if you are after a really, really, really good drugstore brow powder, this one by Maybelline is incredible. So this is the Master Brow Pro Palette. I use the shade Deep Brown. The funny thing is, I have used this a bunch of times. Like, honestly, for months and months and months I've used it. You can barely even tell it's been touched. I mean, yeah, so this one's got like a wax and a powder. I kind of like mix the powder and the wax together. Kind of turns into like a bit of a pomade. I find it really easy to build up super dramatic brows with this, but I also find it super easy to do really natural brows. The other thing that I love about it is its cool tone. Brow products at the drugstore, not always the easiest time. And I don't know, I just love brow products that are like quick and easy. How quick was that? Yeah, I have to go back and get my brows tattooed again. My brows are kind of like difficult because they actually grow, you know, not at an even level. It's really annoying. For brow gel, I'm still obsessed with the Brow Plumper, the L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper, I should say. It's honestly, in my opinion, the best brow gel in a drugstore. It just makes me look hairy. I'll do anything to look hairy. I want like bushy magic. All right, moving on to eye primer. This is an eye primer that I tested out in a recent video. It's by Makeup Revolution and it is called their Revolution Pro Eye Elements Eye Primer in the shade Core. This is one of the closest dupes to the MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot that I have come across. It's exactly the same color. It's a little bit lighter in consistency, very, very pigmented, but I gotta tell you, it lasts so well on the lids. I wouldn't say that it's as good as the MAC one. It's a very, very close dupe. It's not an exact dupe. The MAC one for me, like I've got oily eyelids and I struggle with creasing and with eyeshadows fading and things like that. Like the MAC one for me is still like hands down the best. But this is pretty damn close. I find it better than the Maybelline Color Tattoos. A lot of people always ask me about the Maybelline Color Tattoos, which I do like, but you know, as far as getting something to match the MAC paint pot, this is the closest. So I'm just using this all over the eye, just to set it all, prime it all up. It dries to a really nice matte finish too, which is great. I do still always set it with a translucent powder, but I do that with any brow primer. I have to. If I don't, it's a hot mess. Now for eyeshadows, I'm going to be using this palette by BH Cosmetics. Some people consider BH Cosmetics drugstore, some people do not. I personally do. Here in Australia, like little Maybelline quads are literally like $25. So for me, this is incredibly affordable. Like this one's like, I think like 15 or even less. It's also stocked at Ulta in the States. So, you know, you can get your drugstore makeup there at Ulta. But this palette here, this is the Desert Oasis palette from BH Cosmetics. And ever since I tested and reviewed this on my channel months ago, obsessed. Honestly, it's just the pigmentation, you know, the blendability, the formula, the colors, the layout, the palette, the packaging, everything about this is perfect. And I would pay like 3 times the price for this and I wouldn't even blink an eye. It is that good. So yeah, sorry if there are a few of you that, you know, wouldn't consider this like not a traditional drugstore palette. I personally think it is drugstore. Everyone's got a differing opinion though. I'm just taking the shade Sand, which is this one here. It's like a matte nude, and I'm going to use that to set down the eyeshadow primer, just to make sure it doesn't budge anywhere during the day. It's pretty good though, like I'm really impressed with it. Now on this large fluffy brush, I think I'm going to go in with Canyon, which is sort of this shade here. I love too that, like, you know, in this, the shades that sort of, you know, people would typically use the most of, like blending, you know, transition shades, they're bigger pans. I've had a lot of palettes when I've hit pan, you know, on the blending shades because, you know, you use like the gold glitter and the black, you know, rarely, but you use the blending transition shade like literally every day. Like I love how they've set this out to allow for that. So going in with this one and sort of very quickly, I guess easily, simply, whatever, working this one backwards and forwards through the socket. I'm not being too like diligent with where I'm placing this. I do want it to be sort of really sort of smoked down and like kind of lived in sort of an eye look today. They're honestly some of the softest, smoothest, like just beautiful eyeshadows. Like I don't know how BH Cosmetics continually makes such high quality products for such a low price. They just impress me again and again and again. I want to make this look sort of shimmery goldy, so I'm going to take this shade here. This is Terrain. It's like a yellowy champagne-y gold. It's so nice. And this look is so simple, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack that on the lid, sort of just in the inner corner. It gives a really dramatic sort of brightened look to the whole eye. So if you're looking tired or you're feeling tired at least, this is a good way to go. And then on the outer corner of my eye, I'm going to take Utopia, which is sort of this bigger one. The way that this palette works too is these are sort of meant to be like traditional eyeshadows, and then these ones here are sort of highlighters for the face, so it does do both. But I use the highlighters all over my eyes all the time, and they work perfectly. Like it's sort of it's a really good multi-purpose palette. So yeah, taking Utopia. This one's like a bit of like a richer gold. And I'm just going to pat that on the outer corner. This is going to make it look a little bit more two-dimensional by mixing and sort of fading from the light gold to the deeper gold. These metallics are so pigmented. I don't even find, like I don't need to use any kind of adhesive or anything like that. They last so well on the eyes. They're gorgeous. And then on a blending brush, I'm just taking a tiny little bit of that Utopia colour. And I'm just going to use that very softly to sort of neaten up the edges of that. And then finally for the inner corners, I'm going to take this one here. This is Mirage. And I'm just going to pop a little of that. A lot on the inner corners. I just want it to be like this sort of shimmery, kind of ethereal, I don't know, looking situation. I'm going to pop that on the brow bone as well. And then finally, to finish through the lower lash line, I'm going to smudge a little bit more of Canyon, and then I might even incorporate Nightscape just a tiny bit. I don't want any shimmers on the lower lash line. I want to keep it really neat and clean. And you'll find that sometimes when you start to add shimmers, you know, really rub them through the lower lash line, things can get like a little bit messy looking, a little bit dirty, and like, oh, you did your makeup in a hurry. All right, moving on to eyeliner. I still can't get by this. This is still the absolute best affordable drugstore eyeliner on the market. It's the Maybelline Master Precise. It's got a tiny, tiny little tip on it. I mean, look at this. It's incredible. It's so easy to use. It's so pigmented. It's black. It's creamy. And it doesn't smudge. Like, I still have not found a better eyeliner than this one in the drugstore. It's just so quick and easy, and it works every single time. Just makes doing a wing so easy with this. Honestly, it's amazing. All right, let's do the other side. Doesn't irritate my eyes either. The tips are really, really soft and flexible. Like, my eyes will water at anything. Like, you give them any chance and they'll be like, I'll take it, thank you. And sometimes, like with a lot of eyeliners, if the tips are really hard and like quite rigid, my eyes will water everywhere and they won't stop. No. They won't stop like as soon as I finish applying the eyeliner. They will then proceed to water all day. Yeah. It's so annoying. Like, it's infuriating. All right, so for mascara, this is another one that I always keep coming back to because it's just so good. The Maybelline Colossal Big Shot Volume Express. The Colossal Big Shot Volume Express. It's got so many names, I'm not sure which one goes first, but this one, it's a gold, it's got like purple writing. It's amazing. You guys know that as far as drugstore mascaras go, I think that Maybelline hands down just owns the monopoly. Like, they don't smudge, they're lengthening, they're volumizing, the formulas are usually nice and dry so they're easy to work with and they're not like messy. Like, I just think they make the best mascaras ever. This one's totally smudge proof and it makes my crappy little straight, short, flat, skinny lashes look like there's actually something there. I'm applying this to the upper and lower lash line. My wings ended up getting a little crazy again. This happened in a tutorial recently. I did this one and then it ended up like a little bit thicker, and then I made this one a little bit longer, and then I was like, oh my god, what have I done? Applying this to the upper and lower lash line, and then I'm going to put lashes on. I think I just said put the lashes on. And then for lashes, I'm going to be grabbing a pair out of the Wispy set. This is by my brand, Nikkiajoy Cosmetics. I'm so proud of these. I know that they're not drugstore technically, although they're pretty freaking cheap. I think they're definitely drugstore priced, but yeah, this one comes with 5 super soft, wispy, natural. If you've got sensitive eyes, if you've got small eyes, you'll absolutely love these. If your eyes water like mine, you will absolutely love these, but they're super soft and wispy and natural. So I think I might even use this second set here, or even maybe these ones at the bottom. Oh, also, if you do want to pick up anything from our website, you can use the coupon code Nikia. That will get you 15% off, and we do ship worldwide for free on any $40 spend. All right, going ahead and popping these on now. They're super quick and easy to apply. I drop the band in the center, and then with tweezers, attach the inner corner, and then the outer corner. Lashes are on. I'm just funny about lashes. I've always been funny about lashes. I've got really sensitive eyes. They sting, they burn. I've got dry eyes. And I've never been able to wear the majority of lashes like perfectly comfortable, like without, you know, having serious issues with my eyes watering through the day. These do not bother my eyes whatsoever. They're so comfortable. Oh wow, they make my eyes look so much bigger. Yes. All right, moving back onto the skin, so I'm going to zoom you out. This here is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer. This is a really good dupe for Tarte Shape Tape if you're Tarte Shape Tape obsessed. But obviously, it's a lot more affordable. It's drugstore. We love drugstore. We love. I'm using the shade C5, and I like this one because it's a little bit lighter than my foundation color. So it helps to also highlight under my eyes, and I pop it through the center of my face. My chin. It's honestly just one of the best drugstore concealers. Like, it's amazing. If you're not into this one, the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, oh, it's life-changing stuff, okay? And then I'm just using a damp blending sponge to buff this in. So easy to blend out, honestly. Like, 2-second job and you're done. Don't we just love this? Don't you guys just love seeing me talk about this day after day? The Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder, still great, like really, really amazing, skin smoothing, long lasting, especially for oily skin. At the drugstore, you will love this. It is mostly translucent, but it does come in colors as well. They're very, like, it kind of adds like a very, very light sort of tinge to the skin. I just love this stuff. You guys have heard me talk about it a million times. It's just, Maybelline like literally kicked butt with this formula. So I'm pushing that into the skin, just using that same damp sponge, blending it out over my nose, pushing it in. I like to push it into the T-zone with the sponge. It helps to really minimize pores, and it also helps to really control oil. And then over the rest of my face, I'll kind of dust it on. Like, look how smooth it makes your skin look. That's drugstore. You would never see that kind of a result from a drugstore powder. Like, it is so good. And then over the rest of my face, I take a big powder brush. Super soft, super fluffy, and then I kind of like just dab it. I don't ever drag my powder. It can cause your foundation to shift, and it can cause redness and exfoliation. Like, it's an exfoliating action. It can just make your skin look rough. I don't want my skin to look rough. I want it to be smooth, so I just sort of like gently pat it. Now for cheeks, and I don't think any of you are going to be surprised by this product, because this is another thing that I have talked about heaps in recent videos. So affordable and literally life-changing. So this is the e.l.f. It's their contour and blush duo. Now it is their aqua infused contour and blush duo. Now they do make like these sort of like little contour duos, but not in the aqua infused line. I mean, they are good. I do like them as well, but this is life-changing. This has a really, really creamy consistency, and when you put your finger in it, you'd think, oh, well, that's like a cream product. It's actually not. It comes off looking like a cream product on the finger, but then when you blend it into the skin, it transforms into a powder. It is so pigmented. It is so smoothing on the skin. Like, if you've got, you know, issues with textured skin like I do and enlarged pores, and you find that products on the cheek area kind of like make that texture worse, this will change your life. Literally. So I apply it just normally how I would with a contouring brush, like this is the bronzer, bearing in mind I only use a very small amount of product. It's very pigmented, and I just gently buff it into the skin. It creates, you know, the color, it adds the color to the skin, but without adding any texture, and it just looks airbrushed. It looks melted. Like, it is the most beautiful formula. And this is the shade Bronzed Peach. They do come in a few different options. I am so glad that I discovered this. I got mine off iHerb. If you weren't aware, iHerb does sell most, you know, e.l.f. products. But for anyone else, you know, Kmart, Target, Ulta, like, depending on where you are in the world, like, you'll be able to get this, but it is literally life-changing. Look how smooth it looks on the skin. Like, it's a joke. And working it into the hairline as well. I desperately need to dye my roots. My hair is naturally really dark brown, but I kind of color it, it's like off black. It's very, very close to black. And so when my regrowth comes through, it makes it look like I've got no hair. It's really weird. And then I just go into the blush side with a powder brush or a blush brush. Make sure with this one is super, super pigmented. I pretty much get rid of the excess off the brush, and then I will softly tap it into the skin, because when I say it's pigmented, it is pigmented, and if you go in too heavy, you're going to have great regrets. So I'm just pushing that in. Like, it looks like airbrush makeup. It adds absolutely no powdery finish to the skin, absolutely no texture to the skin. Like, e.l.f., this is absolutely amazing. And I don't know why more people aren't talking about it. Everybody should be talking about it. It's so good. And then for highlighter, I'm going back into the BH Cosmetics palette. The highlighters in this are gorgeous. They're smooth, they're buttery, they're creamy. They're everything I would want in a highlighter. So I'm going to use this one and maybe a little of this. I'm going to put that on the highest points of my cheekbones. Oh, look at that formula! Actually, if you're after a really amazing drugstore highlighter, the Maybelline Master Chrome Highlighter, wow. That is another really incredible option. It's so good. Look at that though. My cheek looks wet. Did you pour a bucket of water on me? You might as well have. I'm thinking a bright lip will be fun today. What do we think about this colour? I think it'll be fun. These are the Rimmel Stay Satin liquid lip colours. I have tested quite a few of these. I absolutely love the formula, like this one here. Oh my gosh, so this is... Okay, the shade name is spelled S-I-K-E. I'm not sure. But yeah, I do know the formula pretty well. I tested it at Splendor when I was there a few months ago and absolutely adored it. But Rimmel have just sent me the whole range of shades. Actually, you know what? So these are like the rest of the shades here. Let me know, would you guys be interested in seeing a full swatch of all of these? The colors are all beautiful and I swear by this formula. It's so comfortable on the lips. Yeah, let me know if you want like a swatch or lip swatch of them. I'm kind of intrigued by Bright, but I also... I love both of these. Do you want me to show you both? Let's show you both. So firstly, this one here is Scrunchy. Oh my god, this color is everything. Oh, I actually don't think I want to take this off now. I love this formula. It's a liquid lipstick, but it's soft. It's kind of like the Kylie Velvet. It's kind of like the ColourPop. I can't remember what they're called, but they're like a soft, satiny, like they're not a standard liquid lipstick. They're much softer. This color is everything. All right, look at that color. There are no words. And it's so comfortable on the lips. Like it feels so good, so lightweight, so creamy. Doesn't feel drying at all. I have to finish with setting spray because I need to wear my makeup for at least 10 hours today. I've got a really, really busy day. I don't have a drugstore setting spray that actually works for my oily skin. I haven't found one that's helped actually increase the longevity of my makeup or just stop caking and things. So for me, it's still the Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day setting spray. And I know that it's not drugstore, so I'm sorry, but I've got to be truthful with what I'm using. I do still have the Joy BOGO code for a very, very limited amount of time. If you're not aware of the Joy BOGO code, it's a special code that they've given me. I've had it for maybe like a month now. They're about to cancel it. Ugh, much to my disgust. But it will get you 2 full-size setting sprays for $22. That makes these $11 each. It's drugstore price, but I'm sorry, I don't have a drugstore setting spray. I don't. I mean, I like what I like, and this works. Oh, it smells so good. I'm, of course, using the rose one. I mean, I made her. Why wouldn't I? It comes in a bunch of other scents, and as far as setting spray goes, this will change your life. Well, there you have it, guys. This is the finished look. I'm super happy with how this worked out. So very, very light and minimal on the eyes. It's got like a really nice gold sparkle to it and then a beautiful, bright, vibrant, like power lip. I was going to do nude. You guys know I always do nude, but I've had a lot of requests from people asking to see more bright colors on my lips. So I did it. Like I said at the start of the video, all of the products that I spoke about today are all epic. They're all super, super affordable, amazing for oily skin. Not even only oily skin, like if you've got combo skin or even like a drier normal skin type, you will adore all of these products. They are beautiful. They are skin smoothing. They are long lasting. They are transfer proof. They are smudge proof. Like just everything that you could want in makeup is on my face. So I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions or any requests, as always, please pop them in the comment section down below. I love you all so, so much, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye!